Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bug and I'm coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. And in this one we are doing our weekly truck showcase. Again, it is late this week. I decided not to record it until late in the evening because it was so hot today. I'm not kidding. It's Friday. It's 8 o'clock my time. It's still actually pretty warm in my room right now. It was just so hot and so humid. We have a big storm looming off the coast, and it's caused a lot of humidity and heat and not a lot of winds, and overall it just was not recording weather for me. And hopefully tomorrow at least won't be humid, because tomorrow's when I usually do my batch recording for the week. I do the 4 trip episodes, so we shall see. Anyways, today we have not a Mercedes truck. Our last 2 trucks were Mercedes. However, it is bought at the Mercedes dealership. And it's in the second row here. Here we go. The Kamaz 5410 low roof sleeper. Cheater truck at $38,000, $10. 5410 6x4. Low roof sleeper, left-handed steering, 240 horsepower. I think, because you see the comma there, I think this is supposed to be 1,834 newton meters at 1,400 RPM. I really don't think it's just meant to be 834, but it could be. It could be. The gearbox is the Kamaz Model 15 and a 350-liter fuel tank. So we'll put this here. That's a good spot. Okay. Garage manager. It's not what I meant to do, but oh well. There we go. I want truck manager, honestly. There we go. Alright, so upgrades. Cabin. There are cabin selections, but they don't change anything. I've watched a previous video on this, which is how I know it. So this doesn't change anything. You could honestly buy this and change it down to the high roof sleeper. You see low roof, and actually get money back. Oh, I guess not. It's actually, that would cost you $1,000. That cost you $4,000, and you know nothing changes. I love 350-gallon fuel tank, and yet look at this monster on the back of it. That's more than 350 liters rather. Chassis, there are different chassis, but again, they don't change anything. Engines. See, I think this is 1,000, or it is 930. I don't know. As you can see, this is 667. I don't think a 210 horsepower engine is going to create that much. So we're going to go with the full 400 horsepower, of course. Gearbox. We'll just go with the most powerful. Interior, as you can see, there's nothing to change. It's already got a lot of stuff in here. The interior looks nice in here, but you see it already says Kamaz. It's already got the religious pictures up top. It's got the curtains with the balls and all that. The interior looks nice, but the fact that you cannot change anything, and you've already got all this stuff in front of you that you may not want, that's kind of tough to deal with. You can change the colors. You see we have aqua, black, silver. It's more like a white to me, bronze, and autumn. I'm just going to go with the silver, because if you look, it just seems to look better for me. So options. Let's see what we got. We can put a sting bar of sorts up here. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, nice. It actually looks like it's in the roof. I would say that's a little bit off. I would call that a bug. Wouldn't you? Why don't we get rid of that? Because it doesn't look right. Oh! There we go. You can put a bonfire on here, but what's the point? That's already there. So far, this is not faring very well, is it? Can you change the tires? Yeah, you can change the tires. With disc. I guess that's normal. Easy Rider. You know. So yeah, I guess you can do with disc, and then I have no idea what the difference is. I really don't. With disc. Nothing changes, honestly. Mirrors, you can't change. So the tires stay the same. There's no other options on this truck to speak of. So, jeez. I mean, this is just ridiculous. It gives you the bonfire option, but already has lights on there. And then we go to do the Sting. I mean, look at this ridiculousness. The lights are actually in the truck. And this is supposed to be version 2. Whatever. The truck still doesn't look too bad. We're going to see if there's any other paints. We could do custom metallic color. Bronze autumn. I don't know if that was one. Stormy blue. Let's do a custom metallic color. Let's go... Yeah, let's go into the greens. Okay. So we're going to drive it. And then I'm going to go Garage Manager. Map View. I'm going to quick travel to that garage because it's nice to start in another location. Because I'm always starting up in that area because of everything I do, so we're going to start in a new area. Alright, so we are not rested. Alright, that's something in its favor. Alright. Let's rest. Okay, it's daytime. Apparently the gear shift moves. Okay, we're out here in the sun a little bit. Let's put it in neutral. Oops. Let's take a look outside the truck. Let's get rid of these. I would say that the orbitals don't work. Maybe if you put the orbital on it, there'll be orbital lights, but the orbitals that are on there do not work. I'm not seeing things. It doesn't look like the headlights light up. The center light on the top doesn't light up, but that could just be for aesthetics. You know, it's not a new truck. Take a look at the front. You see what I see? Right in the area of the front, you see the wiggling texture right on the front, right under where it says Kamaz, Kamaz, and then the side there. Brake lights, directional. They work on the back at least. They... Okay, yes, they do work on the front. Wipers do not work on the outside. But they do work on the inside. Oh, no. I see a fly. You guys see it? I didn't see it earlier. I see a fly on my windshield on the right. If this is what I think it is, this is going to be an extremely short review. Okay. Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. Let's see if we can find... let's see if we can find a short route. Load the whole... Oh, no, here, please. That's 215. That's 307. 432. 432 feels a little long for this. I'm going to go with this one at 307. Alright. It's got an original sound. I've always liked when they have original sounds. Oh, this thing's got like no speed on it whatsoever. Of course, that could be the transmission I chose. Jeez. This gearing is really weird. And that's already 12th gear. It doesn't go any higher. I am going to stop at this garage and see about... Because thank God it's here. And see about the other transmission. I mean, that's great for hauling heavy, but you're barely going to be moving. Right, transmission. Let's try this ZFAF Tronic. Let's go with that one. Oh, and while I'm at it, I might... Oops, wrong button. I might as well. Just in case this actually affects something. Roof and auxiliary lights. Oops. Alright. That's a little better, I guess. Let me out, please. This mod is already making me impatient. We're already in... Oh God. Even this transmission. Same thing. Look at, I'm barely going 77. And I'm damn near topping the thing out. Maybe I should have gone back to one of the other transmissions. It may be too late to change, though. You know what? There's another garage there, it looks like. I'm going to stop there and check. It doesn't sound like it's revving very high, but either the... It just doesn't feel right to me. It just doesn't. It feels ridiculous. Now, I'm supposed to go... It looks like to get to that garage, I need to go this way. It looks like you go this way to get there. It doesn't mean you actually do. Its entrance could be, and by the looks of it, it is, elsewhere. At least we didn't have a trailer. So what it is it's off a parking lot, I believe. We'll just do this racing style. It feels fast, but it's not. I bet it's in here. Or not. No. It's in that parking lot. Well, at least this review is going to last a little longer because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I suppose that's something. This is ridiculous. 11th gear and I'm going 40? Maybe it's to the truck, but I don't know, man. To me, there comes a point where you really do kind of need to bend the rule a little bit, I guess. And I guess I found the point where I think you should bend that damn rule. Yes, this way. Thank you. I see that now. There's the gas station, which means the shop is over here. We'll try one more transmission change. Okay. Upgrade. Training. We'll try that one. This is our last hope here for something better. Probably gonna wipe out on these barrels. Nope, no hitbox. That's the map. Personally, I don't care. Right, how do I get out of here? Right. Okay, I remember. I gotta go around here. See, these tracks are here to show you. Subtle, like somebody kind of burned out around it. Yeah, this transmission feels a little bit better. I like this transmission much better. Right. Of course, let's stop short. Alright. Already knew what trailer it was. So the drive shouldn't take too long, at least. That's worth something, I suppose. Alright, so the truck doesn't fit very well under the trailers. That's not terrible, though. This just sounds loud to me. Hopefully it's not too loud in the game. Let me recheck the volume here just to make sure. This whole time I've been doing this and it just sounds loud. Music volume. Oh, the sound effects volume's way up for some reason. And it shouldn't be. I apologize for that. It shouldn't be that far up. It should be about half. Okay. I believe it should be about half anyways. Yeah. Okay, that's better. So that's probably been going on for a couple videos, and if it has, I deeply apologize for that. It should not have been going on that long. Maybe the sound effect should be even lower. I'm not sure at this point. I'll have to look at my other profile again. That might have self-adjusted. I've had that happen a couple times. But I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Right, now, I can't complain too much about the speed, but I'm going to. It seems like you either have transmissions that don't do anything, or, you know, what I mean by don't do anything is that they're geared really low and you can't get any reasonable speed out of them. And when you do get to your upper gears, you know, the most you could hope to pull is maybe 90 kilometers, and you know, and that's like over the rev limit, big time, doing that. With this, not only do you have that with those two trainings, I mean, I was almost redlining it on the dial. The dial just may be set wrong. Oh, man. Oof. You know, the dial just may be set wrong. I'm not 100% sure what to think of it. This is a good time. I'm going to leave the things up. This is a good time to take a look at the truck under the trailer. Now, the truck under the trailer, it actually looks okay. I don't know why my wheels are spinning. Do you see that on the inside? I apparently have spinners. Maybe that's what it means with disc. I don't know, but that shouldn't be like that I know of. My apologies. We probably won't make this. Told you. But it's alright. One more cycle's not going to hurt. This... That just looks like a cool... That big tank on the back worries me. If that big tank has a collision box, that could really screw with a tight corner on the trailer. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we're only hauling 25 tons, so the maximum weight for the vanilla game. This is even, you know, a trailer that's heavier for the mod. Now, I'm going to do a quick breakdown here. The inside of the truck, the panel looks decent, although most of the dials are unreadable. That's not a big deal. The speedometer is good, and so is the tachometer, and yeah, it helps if I actually switch gears. So that's fine. The steering wheel looks good. The pedals, the floor, you know, the inside, like that, looks pretty decent. Of course, as most mods, is the further over you go, the more you lose in texture, but it's fine. Oh God! As I was saying, I'll get back to the transmissions. I'll deal with them in a minute. But the mirror on the side of the truck looks good. It's out far enough that's not blocked by the pillar. It is usable. You know, even though looking straight blocks it out completely, you can see past the trailer, and you only need to look to the side a little bit to see it. So that's really not that bad. And the other side is usable as well if you have like IR tracking, or you're good enough to actually look over there. I'm personally not. The top with the radio, the top vent light, CB, that all looks pretty good. Even the roof looks pretty decent. What I don't like is the curtains. Again, if you take a look on the left there, or over the driver's side window, you can see a texture issue. And in the front, it just looks two-dimensional. You know, look on the side here. It all looks two-dimensional. You don't see depth on those round balls. They just look like white spots, which is one of the major problems I have with these. Sorry, I should shift gears. Oh, this goes up 10 gears. Lovely. This is not 15 gears. This is 10. But as I was saying, this is the problem I have with these interiors like this. You can't change the interior, and it just looks flat. It doesn't look good. Moving over, fortunately. Whoa! Wow, he came up like a bullet. I apologize for that. Again, like I said, I usually try and do better, but I'm a little bit more loose on my reviews because this is more about the truck and less about the driving. So this just looks... As I said, the front just looks utterly stupid. Also, we've done 3 transmissions, and all 3, despite having supposedly different gearing, all do about the same thing. You can get up to about 90 kilometers. You have to go over the red line on the tachometer. So you're not going to get much speed out of this. And if you're using simulation, as you can see on the left there, I've only got a 350 liter fuel tank, despite having that monster fuel tank on the back, that you're just going to chew through your fuel in no time. And what makes it even worse, like I said, with the interior is that you can't change it. There's no options for the interior. You're stuck with this. You're stuck with the fly on the windshield. You're stuck with this nameplate in your vision. You're stuck with whatever that little thing is. You're stuck with the religious icons up there. Now, I don't have problems with religions, but other people might. You know, and that could be offensive to some people. You know, you're just stuck with things you don't need to be stuck with. Look at this. Look at me chew through that fuel because of what I have to do to maintain any sort of reasonable speed. I haven't even gone through half my trip and I'm almost through half a tank. This is ridiculous. Don't have to worry about getting a speeding ticket on the highways around here. I mean, the only advantage it has in terms of everything on it, other than the truck itself, is it has an original volume. That's it. You might as well just hit the cruise control and cruise at that speed. You probably never have to worry about overturning. You can't go fast enough. You have to be a pretty sharp turn in order to overturn in this thing. I say as I end up overturning somewhere in this trip. Now this, I'm trying not to be too hard on the driving because, again, this is modeled after an older truck. And older trucks weren't speedy and they weren't as powerful as trucks of today. So I'm trying to be a little light on that, but it always helps to give the option of a transmission that is a little bit better, you know? Because I don't know too many people who are going to want to have to put up with this. Driving 80, 81 kilometers an hour, redlined, sucking down fuel like there's no tomorrow. I don't even know if I have enough to make it all the way in a single tank. And this isn't that long of a trip. Imagine if you were doing one of the real long ones that, like on this map, there was one I drove 4,000 miles. I believe if you go back and look through the archives of some of my Euro trucks, you'll find one where I did all the way across Africa. I went from Egypt all the way to the other end of the map along one single road. And the entire trip was like 4,000 kilometers. It was an insane run, but I took it for the challenge. And I loved it, for the most part. $127 kilometers, and we're already down to a quarter tank. And this is just because of how high we have to rev in order to maintain some kind of highway speed. Maybe this wasn't designed to be a highway truck. Maybe this was one of those in-town trucks. It certainly feels like it, except there is a sleeper area behind you. And maybe this was made for a time when highways were slower, but even then, 90 kilometers is 55 miles per hour. Does this come from a time when speed limits were under that? I don't think so. I'm really going to have to divide up my review on this, apparently. I mean, that's the only way I can explain this. I'm going to have to divide up my review. And you'll see what I mean when I get to the end, if you hang around long enough. I don't know how many of you have already clicked away because this is just horrible. Maybe you're just waiting to see how much worse it can get. I know I'm one of those people that like to get into a game and then just rip it to freaking shreds, because, not rip it to shreds, but, you know, somebody else starts ripping it to shreds. I stick around just to see how much worse it can get. I'm just going to be straight with you right now. This is not the worst mod I've ever done. This isn't even close. Okay, well, it's a little close, and I'll explain why, again, towards the end. But this just isn't right. It's not a fuel station up ahead, so I'm actually starting to worry. Look how low our fuel is. We might have enough to make it all the way. We may not have a choice but to try, because we're going to be turning off soon, so we may not see another gas station for the next 70 some odd kilometers. Hopefully we get some road driving where maybe we can go a little bit slower. This is just... I have to give a little bit of leeway in the fact that there is one more transmission, but I can't see that transmission being any better than this. I really can't. The further down you go on the list, you know, sometimes the better the transmission's supposed to be. And how it kind of goes with some mods is the very last transmission can be low geared, if you know what I mean, so you can tow heavier loads. And then the transmission, the second to last transmission, the one just above that, has a higher gearing for highway cruising. So you're going to be doing a lot of back road hauling a heavy load. You take the lowest transmission, and if you're going to be doing more highways or lighter loads, you take the second to last transmission on the list. But I'm really starting to feel like we're going to run out of fuel. There's actually a fuel station up here that I'm going to use because I'm not sure we can make it 40 more kilometers. This doesn't have the option to, like, show on the dashboard, you know? This is, like, really sad that I have to do this. Oh my god. The fly became active. Do you see it anywhere? I don't. Oh, it's over there now. Well. Oh, and you the fly follows the gear shift. Oh my god. You did see that, right? Here. Watch one more time. Watch the fly and watch the gear shift at the same time. No, the fly is hanging in mid-air. It's hanging in mid-air. At first I thought it was sitting over there on the edge of the door, but no, it's hanging in mid-air. Oh my... Oh. Oh, no, I don't know if I can or not. At this point, I almost want to say, you know what, never mind. But I'm telling you right now, if we weren't already 30 kilometers into this, I'd be done. I mean, if we didn't have just 30 kilometers to go, I'd be done already. I would say, you know what, I can't do that. And this would be only the second showcase I've ever done where I quit a run because the mod was just that bad. Now, the sad part is that this really does have some redeeming qualities, but they are so overshadowed by the bugs that it doesn't matter. You know? Doesn't even sound too different on the outside. Look at the wheels! The wheels, oh my god, they're off center! They don't even roll straight. This no can. You know, it's honestly painful having reviewed that Kenworth. And then even the last mod we did, the Mercedes. That's alright. I kind of figured that would happen, and that's not the mod's fault. One of the few things it's not. But yeah, that Kenworth mod, man, you know, that beautiful must-have mod, and then the Mercedes where it was solid but nothing actually stood out about it, you know, and just really good. And then we get this. It's like I said, you're getting the first impression from me, as well as seeing it for yourself for the first time. I don't look over these mods. I don't review them in terms of like driving and all that. I just look at the mod itself. If there's a video, I'll go over it briefly, so I know like some things to expect. The 7th gear, and we start a little slow, but we're still able, 25 tons, to get a decent rolling start out of it. It's just nuts. Please forgive me. I want this trip to be done. I got a lot to say right now. Yeah, give me the fine. I don't care. I want this trip over with. Screw you. Coming through. This just isn't right. I need this mod finished. I am not even going to back this truck in. Shut up. Oh my god. What can I say about this? Alright. Breaking up my review. Let me say things that are annoying but do not detract from the overall driving experience. The tires are off center. You don't look at the outside of the truck very often when you're driving, but they wobble roll. You have something spinning in the back of the truck, even when the tires are standing still in the tires. It has a 350-gallon fuel tank, but it has that giant tank strapped onto the back. That's obviously a fuel tank. If I come up with more that detract but don't really ruin, I'll tell you. But these are things that ruin this. You know, this is one of those things that's like, it started out something really great and then it just plummeted like a stone. things that aren't good. The transmissions. When you can only achieve a top speed of 81 kilometers in this game, and you have to be in the red line to do that, I'm sorry, there comes a point where you can have period-specific transmissions, and then you have transmissions that people might want to use differently. And I don't even know how period-specific those transmissions are. Not only that, but at a 350-liter fuel tank, being up in the red line, this wasn't even a 400-kilometer run. I don't remember how long it was from the start, but I had to refuel because I was redlining the whole trip. You're going to have to refuel constantly in this thing. The add-ons, the light bar up top is totally screwed up. And what's the point of putting on a beacon when there's already a beacon on it, except that beacon doesn't work? It appears that the headlights don't work. The lights in the bumper work, but it appears that the headlights on the truck itself do not work. I didn't test that with the turn the lights on, you know, maybe the F4 stuff turns them on, and they actually are wired under the auxiliary lights. But even then, that'd be stupid. The truck does not fit well under the trailers. You may end up with some trailer mods that it just don't work. And, you know, the trailer we used was more of a standard trailer. It was a modded trailer, but it stood the same height as standard trailers. And it was a little difficult getting under there. And, oh my God, the fly. Who ever thought this was a good fucking idea? I am not kidding. The one trip I quit was an American truck. I believe it was a Kenworth. It may have been a Peterbilt. Had a fly sitting on the dashboard. And that fly would occasionally, like every minute and a half, go active and buzz around and then fly right up and, close to what was supposed to be in your face and then go land. It was so annoying and so distracting, especially because you came to anticipate the damn thing, that I couldn't take it anymore and I quit. This mod, man, why put a fly on the windshield anyways? And then you tie its movements to the gear shift so that when you shut the truck off, not only does it annoyingly buzz around, but it floats in mid-air until you start the truck again, and it buzzes around again and lands on the windshield. And then it's in your vision for the entire freaking time that you're traveling. And that's one of those things that you just can't get out of your head. You're going to always see it no matter how long you drive this truck. And then interior options. My God, please give me the options to take stuff away. The religious pictures, maybe people don't want those. Maybe they don't believe. Maybe it's offensive to them. The curtains, yes, the curtains are very common for Euro trucks. But they look terrible. If you can't give them a good third dimension, don't put them there. Or at least make them optional. The interior of the truck was just too busy, without the option of being able to get rid of stuff. And speaking of options, not only, like I said, was the option screwed up in this, but there were other options that didn't change anything. Maybe they changed the interior of the truck. Maybe they changed the interior of the truck. But I didn't see any changes, and neither did the guy, neither when I watched the video, did it show any changes to the interior. You know, I could let that go under most circumstances, but the fact that it's just something else on top of all of this. If you don't want to put in an extra cab, don't put in the options for an extra freaking cab. This truck has two redeeming qualities, but they're so overshadowed by everything that's wrong with this that they don't matter. One, it does look good. Two, it has an original sound. That's it. That's it. Other than that, this thing's horrid. it needs a major overhaul. I really try not to be too hard on mods because modding's difficult. It's not something I can do. And a lot of people put a lot of time and effort into making all these different mods. Trucks, trailers, maps, even physics and things like that. A lot of people put a lot of time and effort into this. But there is no excuse for something this bad. You can't tell me that you didn't know. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. This mod, because it has 2 redeeming qualities, gets a score of 2 out of 10. That's it. That's the best I can do. If the guy goes back and fixes the problems, then maybe. First off, make the tank usable. Allow me to change the interior. Fix the lights. All of them. Get rid of the goddamn fly. It's just so much. Fix the tires so that they're central spinning. Get rid of that spinning interior of the back tires. There's just so much that needs to be fixed on it. But if they fix them, this could be a great mod. This is like something that came so close but struck out horribly at the end. You know, it's Mighty Casey. This has such potential and just woof, gone. But that's going to be me done for this, folks. I kind of hope you've at least enjoyed watching this as I rant over this truck as much as I haven't enjoyed bringing this one to you. But if for some reason you don't want to take my word for it, even though I've presented you with all the visual information and then basically given you this truck in a nutshell by tearing it a new one, don't have to take my word for it. There will be a link in the description down below and you can go and check this truck out for yourself. And I pity you if you do. Because you have to be a masochist at that point. Until next time, this is going to be One Big Bugger. I will be signing out. And I'll see you next time.